If you cannot bear these stories, then the society is unbearable. Who am I to remove the clothes of this society, which itself is naked? I don't even try to cover it, because it is not my job. That's the job of dressmakers. Hindustan had become free. Pakistan had become independent soon after its inception, but man was still slave in both these countries. Slave of prejudice, slave of religious fanaticism, slave of barbarity and inhumanity. If a man has to make a woman the center of his love, why should he integrate animality into this sacred human emotion? Is love incomplete without it? Is love the name of physical exercise? To tell you the truth, the world seemed full of sad people, those who slept on the uncovered stoops of shops, as well as those who lived in high-rise mansions. The man who walks about on foot worries that he doesn't have decent shoes to wear. The man who rides the automobile frets that he doesn't have the latest model car. Every man's complaint is valid in its own way. Every man's wish is legitimate in its own right. A man remains a man no matter how poor his conduct. A woman, even if she were to deviate for one instance from the role given to her by men, is branded a whore. She is viewed with lust and contempt. Society closes on her doors. It leaves a jar for a man stained by the same ink. If both are equal, why are our barbs reserved for the woman? For me, remembrance of things past has always been a waste of time. And what's the point of tears? I don't know. I've always been focused on today. Yesterday and tomorrow hold no interest for me. What had to happen, did. And what will happen, will. Manto had earlier been prosecuted in Lahore for obscenity, and one of the words alleged to have been obscene was breasts. To those men who say that women from good families must come into the world of cinema, I have this question. What is it that you mean by good? A woman who honestly puts her wares on display and sells them without an intention to cheat, is such a woman not virtuous? If you are not familiar with the time period we are passing through, read my stories. If you cannot bear these stories, that means this is an unbearable time. The evils in me are those of this era. If there is a God, I implore him. For God's sake, destroy the laws of men, demolish their prisons, and make your own prisons in the heavens. Punish them in your own courts, because if nothing else, you are at least God. Writers are not prophets. We see one thing, one problem in different conditions and from different angles, and whatever we understand, we present to the world, and we never force it to accept it. A man is not responsible for the crime he commits. His circumstances are. He catches the thieves that lie in the hearts of their pure and respectable wives, and he compares them to the purity in the heart of a whore in a brothel. We've been hearing this for some time now. Save India from this, save it from that. The fact is that India needs to be saved from the people who say it should be saved. Earlier, religion used to be in the scenes. Nowadays, it is in hats. Politics has also gone in caps now. Live hats. Had the whole world refrained from lying and stealing at the same time, trying not to lie and stealing, perhaps only one prophet would have been enough. When religion leaves the heart and climbs on the mind, it becomes poison. When leaders shed tears and tell people that the peaceful religion is in danger, there is no truth in it. If there is any danger, then it is the leaders. As many curses as there are in the world, hunger is their mother. You see beautiful and nice cars in the city. These beautiful and nice cars can't be used to pick up garbage. There are more vehicles out there to pick up the mess and rubbish that you rarely see, and if you see them, you put a handkerchief over your nose. These vehicles need to exist, and those women who are yours. Mistakes take place. If it were not for these women, then all our streets would be full of misdeeds by the men. Hunger of any kind is very dangerous. Remember, people will never be able to serve the country on a full stomach. Kick the person who steps forward to serve the country with a heavy stomach. In our society, a woman is allowed to run a kotha, but not to run a tanga. No one wants to procreate, but all men want a woman in bed. A woman considers a man's love as lust, and her lust as love. Love is the trust of emotions. Only a few smelly moments spent on the bed sheets are not called love. I do not hide the filth, but clean it.